I had to make this video and I don't even really know what to say. All I can say is that everything is fake. I feel like a lot of the information, even that's coming out of the Trump administration, is garbage propaganda. And a lot of people, even MAGA and social media, seem to be perfectly fine with it. Now, why do I call it garbage propaganda? Excuse me. That's because it's information that's false. Our media is garbage. Obviously, the mainstream media is garbage. They don't question or analyze anything. But I also feel like there's people in the MAGA media that are not questioning and analyzing things either. Now, some things they're just ignoring. But I want to read a post. India is not only buying massive amounts of Russian oil, they are then, for much of the oil purchased, selling it on the open market for big profits. They don't care how many people in Ukraine are being killed by the Russian war machine. Because of this, I will be substantially raising the tariffs paid by India to the USA. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. Well, so we provoke a war. Um, and then we want another country to destroy or damage their economy to help us save face and get out of it. Well, I mean, I guess you could ask for anything that you want, but the moral high ground is leaking out of our pores in that, well, it's leaking like a boat taking on water. That seems like an unreasonable request, but I saw even Stephen Miller go out and talk about this and sort of start chastising and going after India. And maybe there's something I don't know. I don't know, but it sounds like garbage propaganda to me. And Stephen Miller, who really has very high credibility with me, I was very disappointed to hear him carrying on with nonsense propaganda like that. Um, and so it's not just this. Everything from the Epstein files to the fact that no one has really addressed it's not, the biggest problem isn't that they didn't release the files. The biggest problem is the way that they reacted when they got caught, like literally giving us a fake video, guys. And people are talking about this, but no one's explaining it. So they've just decided that they are not going to explain this. And I'm like, okay, they just give us these cryptic messages like, you have no idea how bad it is. Yeah, well, I do. I mean, maybe some people don't, but I do. I don't know why anybody would be shocked by anything that they hear about Russiagate. I've always known these things that are coming out now. Maybe a lot of people didn't, but my imagination played it out exactly the way that it was because I didn't see any other way it could have not come from the top. Um, Otherwise, these other people would have had much bigger problems. So, yeah, I'm not surprised by anything. I assumed that the evidence did exist. It's one thing to talk about whether or not files still exist from JFK in the 1960s, but I assume that there's a digital copy somewhere of the original of everything that happened in the last 20 years. And so, certainly, I don't expect for them to be able to destroy all of the Russiagate information. Now, whether or not it can be found, I don't know. But destroyed? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. So everything seems fake. I hear Trump talking about the Russia Ukraine war like a propagandist, about Israel and Hamas like a propagandist. Um, all of the administration seems to be falling into it. And I'm not even going to get into how I know that a lot of these things are not true. They're just not. A lot of it is open source information. If our media and the mainstream media did their job, they would know that this stuff isn't true. But for some reason, some of the things that he's saying, they have an interest in having it acted upon. So they're not going to correct him. They're not going to say anything. But, there's two phrases that really are catching my attention. This is going to be a really short video. Number one, that we're the hottest country. We're the hottest country. Not the greatest country. Okay? Not the greatest, the hottest. I mean, like, if you're married and you got a husband or a wife, do you want the hottest or the greatest? Because, I mean, the hottest could be just like some chick twerking her BBL on Facebook. I mean, some people think that's hot, some people don't. So he's emphasizing it over and over and over, the hottest country. And that seems odd to me. maybe it will have some meaning. I don't have any special deciphering tools, or anything like that, but that seems odd. And the second thing is, thank you for your attention to this matter. Why? Who is that? Who is that talk? Who is he talking to? So maybe these things are nothing, but in a world where everything seems fake and inauthentic coming out of the administration, um, aside from the fake, Bureau of Labor statistics numbers. Side note, I used to work in human resources, and I have questioned these numbers all the way back to like probably 2010, when they said that we were recovering from the 2008 crash, and they were talking about the great Obama economy. And I was like, nah, nope, no. I don't know what these numbers are. And then I started learning a lot of things about workforce participation. So I'm glad that this person was fired. That was just another thing in the administration that was fake. But I wish people were questioning it more. I don't know why people are not questioning it more. I don't know why they're not going after the propaganda, even from the Trump administration. And by the way, I wish I was good at clipping videos and putting it up, because there's been many things that I've heard that are just simply not even true. And some of them are little things, but they're still not true. When they trot out garbage intelligence from the CIA that is the same as it was before, I mean, let's talk about Iran's nuclear facilities. We still don't have any proof of what actually happened. We know what they told us, but we don't have any proof. If they can give us a fake video of Epstein's cell, whatever that even was, they can certainly give us some satellite pictures and stuff like that and tell us this is what it is when it's not. And we're not the greatest country. Why are we not the greatest country? Why are we the hottest country? To me, that just seems way down the list. So I just wanted to get my thoughts out there about how I feel like I'm still living in the Matrix. I'm going to give one possible scenario. I feel like on foreign policy, I don't think things are going that great, but I'm not an expert on it. I just know what I want to see. And I do believe that there are some real serious things being held over our head as a country as Trump tries to end the wars. I think that that's the biggest threat to us, is trying to end the wars. And I think that the people who don't want them to end are powerful and wicked, and I just really feel like they would do anything to prevent that. So I think that there may be something being held over our head. And a lot of this is based on people that I follow that are giving boring factual information, as simple as that. And so maybe with the I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you go after the Russiagate stuff, which has to happen? Like, I could imagine being a world leader somewhere, and you're having a conversation with Trump, and they're like, you're trying to bully us around and tell us what to do, and you can't even handle your own enemies, like, right in your country. If you can't handle them, like, how do you think you're going to handle us? If it was me, that's what I would say. And even if I didn't say it in those words, and with that maybe kind of irreverence, that would be the undertone of what I have to say. Show that you can control your own country before you start trying to tell me what to do. So what I would envision, and maybe it's just wishful thinking, I don't have any intel or any boring facts that would suggest that this is true, is that the indictments will come together. What are the chances that someone who was involved in Russiagate was also compromised by Epstein? And that's a way to give you a Russiagate person that no one's going to feel sorry for. We want to indict on this. And by the way, we also want to indict on this. This person was taking a bribe or blackmailed. And then they can start there, because I think that there's some fear based on what happened with Durham that it will be difficult to get even indictments. I'm hearing some rumblings out of LA that they're having trouble getting indictment for rioters. Now, I understand that we're not talking about rioters, but I think that that's more clear cut than Russiagate. And so if they're having trouble, they have to make the person unsympathetic completely. And they can do that by simultaneously indicting them on their predatory, behavior towards innocents. And maybe that would be one way that it could come out. I don't have to see a list. I would like to see indictments of people who were involved, people who are guilty. So I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. Everything is still fake. I think Trump is stalling. I guess that's my best way to put it. I tried a couple of times to make a video on what I thought really happened in Iran, which is not what we were told. I think that was more garbage propaganda. And the sound didn't work. So after I think I made 2 or 3 efforts to make that video. And it was kind of long because I was really trying to connect dots and go into a lot of detail, and it didn't work. I think that something's coming because we can't go on like this, even if a lot of people do buy it and they're not, questioning it. We cannot go on in this fake matrix world where we pretend that, Russia is losing 9 times more soldiers, um, per week than Ukraine, even though it's Ukraine who is dragging people off the streets. It's not, Russia may be bigger and have more people, but they don't have 9 times more people. We're talking about a country that's maybe 3, 4 times larger, and that's only after the war since a lot of people left. So again, I don't know why they're saying these things that are obviously untrue. But my best guess is that it's just a stall. We're stalling for something. That's what my gut is telling me. Otherwise, I'll have to do a complete reassessment. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time. I do think that some of these dates may mean something. So maybe we'll see the first indictment by August 8th or shortly thereafter. Or the alternative would be maybe we'll see something in that 50-day time frame, whatever that would be. I think that would be sometime in early September that we would see something. I'm sick of waiting myself. How about you? I know only 9 people are going to see this video, if that, maybe only 4 or 3. But I just wanted to get my thoughts out there because one day it'll be history, and we'll be able to look back and say, was my gut correct or was it not correct? So please like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell me if you have this feeling like something's coming. I feel like I'm in one of those movies, like I feel like something's coming. What is it? Like The Mist or something like that. If you've ever seen that movie, that's how I feel. But I'm not afraid. There's no point in being afraid, so therefore I am not afraid. So give me your comments. Tell me what you think. What do you feel? What do you see coming? I really would like to know. And I will see you in the next video. Or not see you, but talk to you in the next video. My face is not here, but it's still me. It's Marina. I'll see you next time. Bye.